Hi everyone, welcome back to your channel. I love pharmacology. In this session, let us understand what is group dynamics. As you know that one of the famous quote that is alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. So this quote is relevant to our group dynamics. So next let us understand the group dynamics. So, as a group, a team can be defined as a distinguishable set of two or more people who interact dynamically, interdependently, and adaptively towards a common and valued goal or an objective or a mission, who have been assigned specific roles and function to perform, and who have limited lifespan of membership. So as you can see here, there are three to four important things which you need to understand from the word team. That is, it involves the two or more people who interact dynamically, interdependently, and adaptively towards what cause? Towards a common or a valued goal or a mission. So, the two or more people who are dynamically involved towards achieving a common goal based on the specific roles or the function that has been assigned to them, and that team will have a limited lifespan, so they need to do a mission or a common goal that needs to be achieved within that lifespan or a limited period of time. So this forms a group or a team. So next, the group dynamics helps mainly in the maturity of the team. So once the group is formed, the team helps in the development of the maturity of an individual, and also it helps in ability to establish the relationship between the individuals, and also it establishes the leadership styles. And as you know that when you form a group, there will be individual leadership among each one of them. So this individuality will be converted or modified or changed into a collaborative leadership or a shared leadership. So leadership style will change to a more of collaborative or a shared leadership. So the team or a group dynamic will helps in terms of developing their maturity levels, and also to ability to establish the relationships, and also it helps in the development of leadership skills. So what are the stages of group development? So the group development stages has been described by tuckman's. So it is called as tuckman's stages of group development. So let us see what are the tuckman's stages of group development. So the first step is the forming. The first step of group dynamics or group development is the forming. So second step is the storming, and third step is the norming, and fourth step will be the performing, and fifth step will be the adjourning. In simples, in forming means the group of people, the group of people will come together, will come together, and once the group is formed, so next stage will be the storming stage. So usually in storming stage there will be a more of conflicts. So at the end of storming stage, the conflicts will be resolved based on inter-individual interactness, as well as the based on their understanding levels. They try to resolve their conflicts, and what happens is they try to concentrate on the goals. They try to concentrate on the goals that needs to be achieved. So they try to focus on the goals, and they will arise at some of the plan that will helpful in achieving these goals. So once they have planned a proper structure for achieving those goals or objectives, then they come into cohesion. They come into cohesion. They come together. They will have like-mindedness. They share their leadership. There will be flexibility in the group, and they will be in a stage of resolving the conflicts. So once the norming has occurred, they will be ready for performing. Final stage to achieve the goal, to achieve the goal, to achieve the goal. So once the performing is over, so once the norming stage is over, they will be functioning very effectively. They will function very effectively. They function very effectively, and this will continue till the team gets adjourned. That means the team will be resolved. Team will be resolved. And what happens means, again, when the team is resolved, the new members may come up, and again it starts from the storming stage. Again, the new member may come up with some of the conflicts, so that it needs to be resolved based on the discussion within the group. And the next stage will be the norming, and these stages of the group development will continues. So please remember, first will be the forming, second one will be the storming, and third one will be the norming, and fourth one will be the performing, and fifth one will be the adjourning. So this is the most common things which will happen in every group or a team. So next, let us see what is forming. So forming means it is an initial forming stage, is a process of putting the structure of team together. So team will come together. So this is the key point. The team will come together, and team members will feel ambiguous, and conflicts is avoided at all costs due to the need to be accepted into the group. So at this stage of forming, the team will come together. The team will come together. The team members will come together, and they will be in a mode of having a group. They will be in a stage of developing the group, and they will avoid the conflicts. They avoid conflicts at this stage. So they are trying to make up a group. So the team member look to a group leader for direction and guidance. So once the team is formed, so among the group they look for the team leader or a group leader. So why the team leader or group leader is important here? The team leader is needed to structure the group so that they can function effectively in terms of achieving their goals. So based on the team leader direction, they try to function effectively, and later on they individually take up their responsibilities, and they will share their leadership skills. So in case of forming, what happens means, as you can see, the observable behavior will be, there will be politeness, there will be tentative joining, there will be orienting with other personals, and they avoid controversies and conflicts, and cliques may form. That means there can be small subgroups may form. So subgroups may form within the group, and this is the stage where you need a safety and approval from each members, and the group will attempt to define the task and the process which they need to take up, and they also decide how it will be done. And this is the group where the discussion of problems not relevant to the task will be discussed. So apart from the task, they also discusses the other thing, so which is not specific in terms of achieving the goals that they need to achieve. So these will be the observable behavior when initially the team forms together. So the feelings and thoughts. So in this forming stage, so the team members who are getting inside the group, they'll be feeling excited, they'll be optimistic, and they'll be full of anticipation. So what will happen, what they should do, what is their individual role, etc. And they feel suspicious, fearful, and anxious working with each other, because the team members are different and team members are very new, and they'll be very anxious in terms of interacting also. And they also question themselves what is expected of them, and what are their roles and why they are here and what is the purpose. And there'll be uncertainty and apprehension, fear, anxiety, which will be seen during forming the team. So what team needs actually? So they need to understand what is the mission and the vision, and also they need to establish the specific objectives and the task that needs to be carried out. And also they need to identify their individual roles and their responsibilities as an individual, and also they need to understand the roles and responsibility as a team member. And also they need to establish what are their team rules. The ground rules has to be established before achieving those goals. And team, what are the team member expectation? The whole team has to know individual member expectation from the team. And they need to prepare their operational guidelines, they need to prepare their rules and responsibilities for the team. And it is when the meetings will be effective, and also the effective interaction will takes place. So it is the first set of feedback from the project guide. So once you select a leader or a project leader, so you'll get some of the feedback from the project leader or a class representative. So based on their opinions among the individuals which they have gathered from the group. And here, what are the qualities of leadership required here? So here the leader will going to guide the group. He will going to describe the rules and responsibilities based on the interaction within the group. And also he or she provides a structure and the direction for the task to be achieved, and also allow for to get acquainted with the time. They allow each of them to settle down and create an atmosphere of confidence and optimism. So there will be no threatening environment that will be created during the formation of the team. And team leader will ensure that there will be a active involvement of each members, and team members believe that appointment of leader will be necessary to make a decision. So one of the team members has to take up a role of leader, otherwise the team will not progress into the next stage. So these are the observable behaviors, feelings, thoughts, and what team requires, and a leadership skills that is required, and what is the purpose of choosing a leader when they form a group. So once they form, there will be communication from the leader to the team members. So whenever the leader is formed, the leader will helps to understand the roles and responsibilities of the individuals in the group, and he will communicate with one among the group so that the team will perform effectively. So the forming stage is the initial stage. So once the group is formed and leader is chosen, so next stage will be the entering into the storming stage. So this is the process of transition where each members will have to give up their comfortable zone and the non-threatening topics, and also the risk of possibilities of conflict should be known. So this is the stage where there will be forming stage, where there will be no conflicts. And when they are entering into the storming stage, they need to understand that there may be some possibilities of risk involved with respect to the development of conflicts, and also they need to give up their comfort zone so that they can work in terms of overcoming the problems, and they need to search for the solutions to the conflicts. So what happens in case of storming? This is the second stage. This is the second stage of group development. So in case of storming, the process of organizing tasks will develop, and there is a processes surface interpersonal conflicts. So basically, the storming helps in organization of the task. It is the initial stage of organizing the task, and this is the stage where, while organizing the task within the group to achieve the common objective that has been set, there will be interpersonal conflicts, and the leadership power and the structural issue dominates this issue. So even the leader is chosen from each of the members from the group, the individual will dominate in terms of their individual leadership. So they'll try to act independently, they try to behave in the form of the uh, in terms of their achieving their individual leadership instead of sharing their leadership qualities. So the individual will try to dominate themselves, and this is the stage where, when the individual try to dominate, there will be development of many conflicts. So even the leader will be in a confused state during this stage, and at the end of the storming stage, so they try to understand, they try to come up with the common goals, how they can resolve the conflicts, etc. So what are the observable behaviors in case of storming stage? So there will be arguing among the members within the group. So there will be vying for leadership. So they try to dominate each other, and there will be differences in point of views as well as personal style, etc. So there will be difference with respect to their opinion, with respect to their suggestions in achieving the goal, and there will be lack of role clarity. So they will be not knowing what they have to do as an individual and what are their individual roles and responsibilities, as well as they'll be lacking in terms of their role in terms of the team also, and team organization. So they'll be lacking the role clarity, they'll be lacking what is their contribution towards the team, and here is the stage where they dominate to get the power. So once they try to individualize and dominate each other, so to get a power, so they will be having many clashes. So lack of consensus seeking behavior will be seen once you start dominating among the group members, and there will be lack of progress. So why there will be lack of progress? Because of the dominance behavior, and they are not ready to listen to the team members. So they will have their individual opinion, they will be not in a stage of flexibility to hear the other's opinion, etc. And individually they will try to establish the unrealistic goals, which is not possible at all in terms of achieving the goals. And they also, there is a concern over excessive work. So since they need to do a smart work, instead of smart work they try to do a excessive work. So these will be the observable behaviors. So what will be the feelings and thoughts that you can observe in case of storming? So there is a feeling of defensiveness. There will be a lot of confusion between the team members. There will be loss of interest, and there can be resistance towards achieving the task based on the individual's opinion, and there will be fluctuation in the mood and the attitude about the individual within the team, and unsure if they agree with the team vision and the purpose, and they'll be question the wisdom of the team members, and they increase in the tension and jealousy. So there'll be increase in tension and jealousy, which happens in every group, because one will be dominating and one will be sitting silently, and other person may try to have a jealousy over the person who is giving a suggestion or who tries to dominate the team members. So it is the time when the leadership or a leader should intervene, and he or she should make sure that everyone will have a equal contribution to the team in achieving the set objectives, and unsure about the personal influences and the freedom which exist in the team, and they are not getting anywhere. So they'll be feeling that even though the discussion is happening, so the discussion is not fruitful and it is not progressing towards the next stage so that they can achieve the goal. So what are the team needs here in case of storming? So there should be inter and intrapersonal relationship should be developed, and they need to respect each other individual opinion, and they need to identify the stylistic and personal differences that exist between the groups, and within the groups they need to identify and they need to respect each other personalities, and they need to first develop the listening skills. They need to develop the effective listening skills, and they need to learn how to give a and receive the feedback within the group, and they need to try to resolve the conflicts that arises from the discussion, and they need to clarify and understand what is the team purpose, and it is not about the individual role and responsibilities. And finally what you're going to achieve is the as a group you're going to achieve the set objectives, and you need to re-establish the rules and ground rules. So initially during the forming stage you would have set some rules and responsibilities, you would have chosen the leader, and again after this storming stage, within the storming stage what you need to do is you need to relook and you need to re-establish the rules and responsibilities. And also you need to discuss among the team members that how you need to deal with the some of the members who are violating the team codes or the team code of conduct, and what will be the subsequent consequences. And and also the team members should be in a stage of open minded, and they need to receive the feedback from the leader or a project guide. So what is the responsibilities of leadership here? So the project guide or instructor should acknowledge the conflict, and they need to give some suggestion or suggest that consensus among the team members. They need to try to resolve the conflicts, and they need to know the each member responsibilities, and also what is the task responsibilities as an individual as well as a group, what is the group responsibilities. And they need to understand and they need to share the concept of shared leadership. So leader has to make sure that he need to share his responsibility so that each of the team members will act as a individual leaders, but they share their leadership skills, and they learn to resolve the conflicts. So they need to develop a system within the group to how to resolve the conflicts. And while resolving the conflicts, it is the stage where they need to support and prize the individual opinions. If it is good, they need to prize. If it is bad, they can give a feedback so that they will be in a flexible state of mind to receive your feedback. And actively involved team members begin to consult with one another, and shared leadership will be emerge. But what will happen is again there will be some difficulty with respect to decision making in this stage. So even though the shared responsibility or shared leadership will going to emerge at the end of the storming stage, again there will be some difficulty with respect to the decision making skills. So once this storming is over, so next step will be the norming, where the process will be towards developing as well as achieving the respective goals and objectives. So the group members must move from a testing and proving mentality to a problem solving mentality. So although at the end of storming, so the group members are oriented, they are oriented, although your group is formed. So in simple terms, there will be disorientation within the group when they initially form a team. So in the storming stage, there will be conflicts, there will be debate, discussion which occurs with respect to achieving the goals. They individually try to dominate, and later on, the leader will try to resolve the conflicts and they try to reset their roles and responsibilities. And it is the stage where they develop a state of flexible mentality and they try to learn to solve the problems. The most important trait in helping team move to next stage is ability of the team members to listen to their teammates. They need to effectively listen to their teammates, and also they need to receive and provide a proper feedback. So what happens in case of norming stage? So in case of norming stage, the team members are creating a new ways of doing and being together, and they try to form a new rules and regulations, and which are the things which they need to be doing and what should not be done. So they'll set some specific rules and regulations. And as the group develops, so there will be development of cohesion. So they develop a proper bond, relationship will going to develop, and the leadership changes from one teammate in charge to shared leadership. So each will be, individual members in the group will be a leader, but they will not be dominating, but they'll be sharing their responsibilities. It's a two-way discussion, it will be a two-way discussion, and individually they will be respecting each other's opinions. And team members learn to have a trust among one another for the shared leadership to be effective. So they try to understand and they try to build the trust among each other. So let us see what happens in case of norming. So what are the observable behaviors in case of norming? So here the processes and procedures are agreed upon without any conflicts. Even though if conflicts arises, they'll try to resolve, and they feel comfortable with the cohesion or the trust which they have developed between each other following the storming stage. And at this stage they will going to focus with on the task which has been received for that group. So they focus and their energy will be directed towards achieving the task, and they effectively resolves the conflicts. They develop a resolving skills, and they sincerely attempt to make a consensual decisions. So as a team they are going to take a decisions, and those decisions will be agreed by each of the team members. And there is a balanced influence and shared problem solving behavior. So each one of them will contribute in terms of their experience in terms of solving the problems so that they can achieve those goals. So they develop a team routines, what the team has to be done and what are the things the team as a team they should not do at all. And they sets and achieves the task milestone. So it is the stage when they are organized and they'll set at what interval of time they need to achieve this target, and at what interval of time they need to achieve the second milestone. And finally, once they pass through those milestones, it will be easy to reach the goal or a target. So what will be the feelings and thoughts in under norming stage? So there will be sense of belonging to a team. So each members will be acting as a family members, and they think that they are a part of the team, they are a part of the team, and the confidence levels will be very high. So once they begin to feel they are the part of the team and it's their team, the confidence level will go high, and team members feel a new ability to express criticism constructively. So whenever any persons gives a suggestion in terms based on the other members opinion, they try to give a feedback in terms of constructive feedback will be given, and even the receiving skills will be improved. So they try to take it positively. So the feedbacks or the suggestions which are given by the other members will be taken positively, and the acceptance of all members in the team. So each member will going to accept all the members in the team, and there is no uh, question of the conflicts at this stage. So even though conflicts arises, they develop a skill to resolve those conflicts very easily. And generally there is a sense of trust. So once there is a development of confidence among each of these member, there will be sense of trust, and also assured that everything is going to work out. So as a member, as a team, they're going to assure among one another that they're going to achieve the set objectives set objectives and there'll be freedom of expression of thoughts, and they can contribute their own role. So they can contribute the meaningful function, or they can act meaningfully, as well as they can participate and they can contribute more also, but they should make sure that it will not going to hurt the other team members feelings. The main thing is there is a freedom of expression of thoughts, and they can contribute for the greater development of the team. So what would be the team needs here under norming stage? So they develop a decision making process. So individually as a team they will be in ability to take a decision. They can make a decision and be prepared to offer ideas and suggestion. So that's what we were discussing. So there will be freedom of expression of thoughts, so that they can share their ideas and suggestions, and even the problem solving is shared. And one member may give some suggestion with respect to the problem solving behavior, and the other person in the team may give some other ideas, so which will be better than that of the other person, so that they individually take the suggestions from all the members members all the members, and at this stage they will try to solve the problems based on individual opinions, and they will try to take up the individual's opinion positively, and as a team they are looking at solving the problem so that they can reach the goal easily. And next will be they utilizes all the resource so that they can, as a team, they can perform effectively. And as we discussed, the team members will take a responsibility in terms of their shared leadership skills, and they received a feedback from the project guides. And what will be the responsibilities of a leadership here? So it is the stage where there will be development of shared leadership skills, and they give feedback and support from project guides, and they allow for less structure and promotes team interaction, and also ask for contribution from all the team members. So it is the stage where they are going towards the performing stage. So they have resolved the conflicts, they are feeling individually as a team member, they are feeling like a family, and they accept all the members within the team, and they develop the trust and confidence among themselves within the team, and they ask each of the members to contribute and to promote the team activity. And there will be collaboration will begin with shared responsibilities, and they encourages others to make a decision. So as a individual, based on their shared leadership skills, so each of the members are encouraged to make a decision, or they should take a decision, so that it helps in terms of developing their team. and also they continue to build a strong relations within the group. So once the norming is over, so before going to the performing, the major task function of this stage 3 is the data flow begins between the group members. They try to interact with the members more effectively, and they share their feelings, ideas, and they give feedback among one another, and also they explore the actions which are related to the task. They'll try to contribute their experiences, which helps in terms of achieving their goals. And it is a stage where there will be high creativity will be there. So individually they'll try to contribute so that the team will going to grow. So there'll be collaboration will emerge from the norming stage, and the team will work ethically, and they try to understand the shared leadership responsibilities. So what will be the major drawback of this stage? So the major drawback of this stage is the members will going to be anxious, and they begin to fear the inevitable future breakup within the teams. And because of that inevitable future breakup, they may resist to change. So this is inevitable, and there will going to be some conflicts again while performing. So since they are matured enough after the norming stage, so as an individual, based on their shared leadership skills, they're going to try to convince the team members in terms of resolving the conflicts, as well as they try to involve each members. They respect each member's decision, they receive the feedback, they give positive constructive feedback in terms of contributing their experiences in terms of achieving the goal. So once the norming stage is over, next will be the performing. So between the norming and performing, that is the stage where there will be high creativity levels will be there, and there will be fear of inevitable future breakup. And this norming to performing stage may be delayed, and there may be resist to change. So once this behavior is removed from the team members, so the team can perform very effectively. So what happens in case of performing? So this the stage has been set to perform. So individually, it is the stage where, or the phase where they can show their talent, they can show their group dynamics, and what as a team they can do. So there will be true interdependence. True interdependence is the norm of this stage of the group. So each of the members will be contributing based on their experience to the group, so that the group can grow. So as a group, they can achieve more things when compared to as an individual. As an individual, they may not be achieving those goals, and it may become difficult to achieve those goals. As an individual, it will be difficult to achieve or perform some of the tasks. As a group, they can perform very easily. So the team is flexible as individual adapt to meet the needs of the other team members. And this is the stage where there will be the group will be highly productive, both personally as well as professionally. So if the team grows, the individual can grow. So if the individual has to grow, you need to take care of the team members. So once the team grows, automatically the individual will grow in both personally as well as professionally. So what happens in case of performing? So what are the observable behaviors under performing stage? So the group is set for full functioning, and their roles are very clear. The team develops independence. The team will be able to organize themselves very clearly, and there is a flexible members between the group, and they're going to form a subgroup if it is required. So they will subdivide the task so that they can perform very effectively, and there's a better understanding within the members, and they are going to know what are the strength and weaknesses, who can do it better, and what were the weakness area. They'll try to overcome those weakness area, and they'll try to concentrate on their strength. So what will be the feelings and thoughts here? So the empathy for one another will going to develop, and this is the stage where there is commitment levels will be very high, and they begin to understand the collaborative work ethic and what is the importance of the group, and there will be development of tight bond between the members, and when they perform as a group it will be fun and excitement when compared to the individual work. And there'll be lots of personal development as well as creativity. So as a alone you may not develop such personal developmental skills as well as creativity. In a team you can gain lot of experiences that can develop your individual personality as well as professional skills, and there will be general sense of satisfaction once you achieve those objectives. So once you start performing, so it is a stage where you're going to reach the set objectives, and this is the stage where there will be continual discovery of how to sustain the feeling of momentum and enthusiasm. So at this stage every team member will going to create an environment so that they can sustain the momentum what they have gained. So what are the team needs here? The project guide should assure the team that they are moving in terms of collaborative direction, they're performing well, they need to appreciate their individual contributions, and they should maintain the team flexibility. As a individual member they need to flexible within the team, they need to respect each other responsibilities and the decision, and they need to measure the knowledge performance. So what you need to do is, so before the as a team forms, you can take a pre-test regarding their confidence level or the knowledge level as an individual, and once they start performing, so what will be their knowledge levels or skill levels, you can check it by giving a post test. And the team needs to provide a proper information so that they can grow further. So it is the stage where you're going to receive a positive as well as negative feedback, and negative feedback has to be taken constructively, and it has to be a building or a stepping stone for a next achievement. And feedback and dialogues will come from project guides based on the team functioning. And what will be the leadership requirement here? So there should be again a improved version of shared leadership should be practiced, and there should be observing behavior. There should each member should have a inquiring and enthusiastic behavior in terms of the what team needs actually from them, and there should be collaborative efforts among the team members. So team members should be actively involved as an individual, and their small contribution will going to do a lot of things as a group. So will guide guides project guides will provide a little direction. So as the guide, as you know, the guide will provide a 10, there will be 10% of the contribution, but the rest of the contribution, 80 to 90% of the contribution will be from the team. So the guide will be acting as a catalyst who can kindle the members effective functioning. So team members can function effectively based on the guides feedback. So the guide is very much required for a effective team functioning, and team members offer positive reinforcement and support. So even though each of the members may give a critics of each other decision or their individual contribution, so those negative feedback will be taken as a positive reinforcement positive reinforcement in achieving as well as improving their performance. So they share the new information based on their experience. So once they perform, they gain experience. So based on the experience, they are going to share the new information which will going to help in terms of their performance. So once they gain the experience, it will increase the performance. So once the performing stage is over, the next stage will be the adjourning. So it is a stage where, although the group is performing very productively, there comes a stage or a time where they need to manage their feeling in terms of termination of the group. So anyway, this group or the team which will be formed, it will be for a limited period of time, and the team members will get terminated, and there will be transition stage. So again the new members will form, new members will be formed, and again the same stage will develop. There will be storming, again norming and performing, and there will be adjourning. So it doesn't mean that whole of the team members will be resolved. Some of the members may be moved out from that particular group, and the other new members may be added. So whenever the any new members is added, so these new members may create a conflicts, and as a team they need to try to resolve the conflicts which has arise from the new member, and they need to move towards the norming stage where they're going to understand the team team objectives and the goals, roles and responsibilities, and the next they're going to try to perform effectively. So this is how the group dynamics will going to work out. So the forming, storming, norming, performing, and the adjourning. So in case of adjourning, what happens? So typically team members are ready to leave in case of adjourning once the objective is achieved and there is a productivity from the group which has been achieved. So there will be course termination. So this will cause a significant changes within the team structure, membership, and the purpose and the team during the last week of the classes. So during adjournment, so there will be a lot of changes within the team itself, membership, and the purpose within the group. And they experience the change in the transition while the group continues to perform productively. So they need to understand that whenever a team is formed, once the objective is achieved, so they need to terminate, and again they need to set a new goal, and they need to have a new team. It may be consisting of the same members or the other members, and the goal will be different, and they're going to go through all those Tuckman's group development phases. And they also need time to manage their feeling when there is a termination. So as a group they will be acting as a family members. So at all of a sudden, once the goal has achieved, so there will be a termination of the group. So it is the stage where they will go into a lot of emotional feelings. And what will be the observable behavior in case of adjourning? So the visible signs of grief will be there. The momentum of slowness will be there. The momentum, whatever the productive levels will come down, and there will be restless behavior, and there will be burst of extreme energy, usually followed by lack of energy. And these are the observable behaviors whenever the team is trying to dissolve. And feelings will be, there will be sadness among group members, and there will be humor that outsider could appear cruel, and they'll be glad it is over, and some of the members will be feeling relief. So these are the mixed feelings. And the team needs is, they need to evaluate the efforts of the team which has been put forward to achieve those goals, and they tie up the loose ends and the task. They recognizes and reward the team effort and team contribution. So as a team they're going to recognize each one of their contribution. And what will be the leadership requirement here. The project guides help team develop options for termination. They will going to debrief how the team needs to get terminated. Even though they have achieved the goal, they need to go for the other team to perform the other goals. So there should be good listening, and the leader has to reflect and carry forth the collaborative learning to next opportunity. So once the team terminates, it is not a end. So there will be a lot of opportunity which will be waiting. They need to take up those opportunities. So adjourning is a final stage which involves the termination of the task, behaviors, and disengagement from the relationships. And it is a planned conclusion, usually includes recognition for participation and the achievement, and an opportunity for the member to say personal goodbye. So from the team activity, they develop or they acquire some opportunities in their future productive works. And it is a concluding, a group can create some apprehension, and there can be fear, there can be mixed feelings, etc. And termination of group is a regressive movement from giving up control to giving up inclusion within the group. So as we come to the conclusion, to summarize, so whenever there is a group is formed, there will be forming stage, next will be storming stage, there will be conflicts arises, and once the conflicts are solved, they are going to orient towards the goals that needs to be achieved. They are going to have a shared leadership skills, they are going to respect each other decisions, and they are going to learn or plan how to achieve those goals. So it is at the end of norming stage, they are going to try to perform based on their opinions, suggestions that they have got from the group. So as a group, they are going to perform here. As a group, they are going to perform. perform. So they'll achieve more stars actually as a group when they do the work. So if you do it individually, they may achieve 1 star. That's all. So as a group, you can do lot of work. There can be lot of improvement than the individual work. Then comes the adjourning. It is the stage where you need to dissolve the group that has been formed to achieve a specific objective within the limited period of time. So this was about the stages of group dynamics. Hope you have understood all the stages of group dynamic, that is forming. First stage is forming, second stage is storming, third is norming, and fourth is performing, and fifth will be the adjourning. Thank you.